Man explores abandoned hospital, and it looks like a set from The Walking Dead. Robert Johnson was in Detroit for 5 days, documenting a variety of abandoned buildings, but this one caught his attention the most, so he decided to explore. Being vacant for 9 years, it looked like some of Detroit's homeless population had started to call this abandoned hospital home. As Johnson made his way downstairs, he came across this room. The metal stairs were starting to split, and there was a sheet of ice on the floor below. In the corner, he noticed what looked like a crawl space, which he found very odd. When he got down to the ground, he realized that this was not a crawl space at all. The basement had flooded and had since become frozen during the harsh Detroit winter. Because some of the ceilings were so tall, he was able to stand up inside. There were items frozen into the ice that were clues from the past. They were encased, leaving a haunting sight in the cold abyss below his feet. Once he started navigating downstairs, he let his intuition carry him throughout the building. He saw this piece of abandoned exercise equipment and decided that was the direction he should go. In some of the halls, there were abandoned pieces of furniture in random places, including mattresses that were now frozen in ice. Some of the abandoned equipment had been there so long it was completely covered in rust. He decided to keep on moving to see what else was there, just waiting to be discovered. When he looked down, he saw a large table underneath him near the surface of the ice. When he took the picture, he heard the sound of splintering ice which echoed throughout the basement. The splintering noise definitely scared Robert Johnson. Can you imagine falling through the ice in this nasty cesspool? He dropped to his stomach and decided to crawl out instead, dispersing his weight evenly on the ice. He figured while he was down there, he might as well capture a picture. He came across a staircase and decided to head on up to the second floor. He found the elevator bay, which appears to have been used for target practice at one time. It seemed like every turn he took, there were cryptic messages greeting him, possibly warning him. When the hospital was abandoned, they left everything behind, including bodily fluids. This seems like a biological hazard. Even though suburban bloodshed is a thrash metal band in Detroit, seeing the words on this wall gives it an especially eerie feeling. As if the elevators were even an option, but this little note advised giving it a try, which he didn't. After opening the doors that mentioned giving the elevator a try, this is what he found: an elevator bay that looks less than safe. When this building was being explored in 2009, a reporter actually found a frozen body at the bottom of this elevator shaft. Because of the weather, it took 2 days for some authorities to send someone in to remove the dead body from the ice. Inside of the hospital, there are remnants of an economic downfall. This paper is from January 2006, which is the same time when Harley Brown and his companies were declared insolvent. Because of this, HMO all-time left thousands of patients with medical claims that went unpaid and ailments that were not treated. From the look of some of these pictures, it appears everyone, including the staff and patients, just got up and left everything behind. There are still time cards tossed around the floor like the employees just clocked out, never to return again. Even the patient files were left behind, just dumped into piles and piles of garbage. The longer Robert Johnson was here, the more tricks his mind played on him. Anytime he entered a room, he'd wait quietly to see if he could hear any other noises. The city of Detroit actually gave this hospital over $15 million to help take care of the city's indigent population, but that was obviously not enough to keep it going. With the windows gone, Johnson thought the noise he heard in this abandoned office was just papers rustling around. He was in for a surprise when several rats ran past him instead. The hospital originally opened in 1974, but then was vacated over the course of 3 years, from 1993 through 1996. Here are more patient documents that have the HMO all-time logo on them, just another reminder of the currently bleak times in Detroit. The roof offers a 360-degree view of the entire Detroit skyline, which is definitely a sight to see. Johnson had allotted himself an hour to tour this hospital, and since time was running out, he was very rushed when he was leaving. On his way out of the hospital, he did find a few more messages that sent chills up his spine. Here is a piece of graffiti that can be found on one of the walls in the hospital. Whoever Jace is, he's been very busy exploring the hospital and leaving his mark using spray paint. After exiting the hospital, Johnson found himself in the heart of the Corktown neighborhood, which is the oldest standing neighborhood in Detroit. This is definitely a grim reminder of what Detroit used to be and what it is now. With people selling houses for the mere cost of a cell phone, It is surprising this hospital hasn't been stripped of anything and everything valuable, such as copper wiring and equipment. Maybe one day Detroit's economy will be booming and the residents of Michigan will be proud of their city once again.